Good afternoon from Bobblehead Homestead. I am Jeff. Today is Sunday. It is 60 degrees and cloudy. Not a bad day at all to be working outside. That is the beginning of a Three Sisters garden. I planted corn yesterday. We'll get back to. And that's the other one. And I'm going to plant a third one right where I'm standing. Let's see. That is a load of... what I do in my chicken coop, since I don't move them as often as I would want to move them, is I've got all these wood chips right under their roosts. It builds up. I throw wood chips in there. They scratch it. They mix it around. It builds up. I put more wood chips in there. They scratch it, mix it around. And then when it gets too tall, I take a wheelbarrow full out. So that's what that middle pile is, and I dumped it there for now because I'm going to be using it in this area, so that's as good a place as any. So, and that's a mixture of a lot of chicken manure and the wood chips, and yeah, it might be kind of hot right now. Chicken manure is a hot fertilizer, so if you're using it straight, it could burn your roots of the plants you're trying to grow and kill your garden. So you want to age it. I'm mixing mine with wood chips quite often, so that that helps it absorb. The chickens are digging through it, so it's diluted even more when they're turning around, so it should be good. I'm not using a lot of it in the areas. And some people were mentioning, the Native Americans taught us to put a fish, under each thing of corn. Well, I did get my fishing license for another year. I got it the same time that I had to do the newer truck stuff. So that way I know when my plates expire, my fishing license expires also. Anyway, but I don't have any fish. What I did have is the chicken manure that's been mixed in very well with the wood chips. So that's what I'm using, is a light scattering of that before I put more wood chips on there and plant. I don't know if it'll work, man, but I'm, using the resources at hand and trying to do it simple. And it'll be interesting to watch me fail, if nothing else. I might be onto something here. Okay, time to build a third Three Sisters garden bed. Number 2. Flap your wings for them, number 2. Show them they're clipped. You don't care if I clip your wings. You're going to get out anyway. She's a small bird, so she can do acrobatics. Are you going to do an acrobatic for me, number 2? Move out of the way, dudes. I think she wants to hop the fence even though she's got clipped wings. Yeah, she flies straight up, 12 feet into a tree. 15 feet off the top of the old shed house thing that was here. She can really fly even with her wings clipped. Anyway, I gotta plant some corn. This is a different variety than I planted the first time. These seeds were gifted to me long ago. Big old thing of seeds. So I am using what I've got. Silver and gold hybrid, 65 days, 7 to 10 days for germination. And yep, that's what I'm using in this garden bed. We have a bob sighting. You look nice in those pretty purple flowers, Bob. What are you doing out here? What are you doing out here, Bob? Bob. No, I came to film Bob, not to give you treats. Sorry. That one's done for now. The corn is planted. So, I've got three sisters gardens. Now in the front of this one, that's poopy wood chips. And I've got more wood chips in the barrel. I am going to plant watermelon. These watermelon seeds were also gifted to me. Thank you. Triple Crown Hybrid Watermelon. Instructions say, sow a few seeds over a hill 9 to 12 inches tall and 2 feet across. When the plants are 3 inches tall, thin by cutting to 3 plants per hill. Well, there's only 8 seeds in here, and so I only put 4 seeds in this hill. Days to harvest, 80 days. All right, I'm gonna do, just did this one, and I'm gonna do another one. Corn and watermelon planted right there. That is the first watermelon mound, fertilizer. And then again, we got the corn and another watermelon mound, the second one. So I'm just doing the 2 mounds today. And then there's the corn that I planted today also. So I went ahead and I saw the watermelon seeds, and I like watermelon. My sister she bought me a watermelon plant. She tried to get me to grow some watermelons. Maybe I'll call these the Priscilla watermelon mounds. Yeah, we'll see if they grow or not. So yeah, I went ahead and planted these. Watermelons take longer. I still will be planting beans and squash. Some of the theories behind why the Native Americans used this style and passed it on generation to generation. Some of the theories are, that was before science as we know it today, in any event. The corn, give it a head start so that when the beans start climbing it, it'll be strong enough to support it. And so that's that's how the corn benefits the beans. The beans benefit the corn by they absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere, and eventually they'll discard that nitrogen into the soil. And nitrogen is what corns love. And then the third sister, squash, some type of ground vining plant. The theory how that helps out is it will cover the ground, reducing the need for weeding, but it provides a shade canopy to the soil, so it's not getting beat on by the hot sun, and that ground will stay moist and to prevent the need. It'll stay wet, so it doesn't have to be watered as much, and so that's the theory there. Another theory is that the squash that they used, the leaves have kind of like prickly, fibers on them. And one of the theories is that the deer do not like sticking their noses in the squash. So that kind of helps protect the corn and the beans from the deer coming in. I don't know. I've never done any of this. I just know what I've seen. And you can go up above here in that search bar, type 3 Sisters Garden, and there's a whole host of people out there who have tried it. A lot of them have had success with at least two of the 3 sisters, and so that's always encouraging. But so yeah, later on I will plant beans and I'll be doing some squash. Again, I've got seeds that were gifted to me, so I'm using what I've got. And yeah, the theory will be they'll surround the corn and the beans, and they will, help shade the ground, keep it cool and wet, and good hospitable conditions for the 3 sisters to grow. Time will tell. Okay, that was the first batch of peas that I planted, and then I planted another batch of peas in there. They're just starting to sprout. And today I did green beans, pole beans, Kentucky Wonder pole beans. So, and there is fencing that that goes up. I do have another fence to go up even higher. So, yeah, green beans. We'll see. Hey, that was a pretty good day for me. Got another patch of corn planted. Got 2 mounds of watermelons, the Priscilla watermelon mounds. Got those planted. And I did a small row of pole beans. I went ahead and planted these today. I'll probably wait a couple weeks before I plant the pole beans out there with the corn. So this way they won't all need to be harvested at the same time. That's a theory. If you can't guess, what I'm doing this year is kind of the throw the spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks method. So, the raised beds is just too much work to get going. So that's going to have to wait. So what I'm going to do is use what I got, which is the back to Eden. And when I got this property, I didn't look at that area and say, yeah, I want to do a back to Eden garden. That's just how it happened. I had no idea I was going to get that many wood chips, and they had already delivered like 6 loads of wood chips, and we were running out of space to put them. So the neighbor came over and spread them all out there, and so we could make room for more wood chips coming in. So yeah, when he did that, I'm like, okay, guess I'm doing a back to Eden garden. That was not the plan. That just going with the flow. So, yeah, I got potatoes coming up. I got peas coming up. Planted corn, watermelon, green beans. Gonna do some more green beans. Gonna do some squash. I've got 2 varieties of squash and a zucchini. And then, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how much I can get planted here in the next few weeks. Although we've got a long growing summer. The first freeze is usually November. Who knows though? So we've got a long growing season. Some of this stuff, like the peas that do not like the heat, you want to get them as early as possible, and because the heat will fry them. And that's something else with the longer growing season, is I might be able to get another batch of peas in the fall as it's starting to cool down. What are they, 60 days? So, end of August, and give it a try. It's still hot at the end of August though. I don't know. I'm winging it out here, trying to grow some food and seeing what happens. So with that, thank you for watching. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. And I've got some ice cream. I'm going to have some ice cream. That's going to be my celebratory snack. Take her easy, everybody. Eat some ice cream if you got it.